You were born with the map burnt and only ash to guide you, yet still you knew the way. You are not afraid of the dark. You are afraid of who you might become if you lived there. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Katerina and I am a shadow guide. I work with astrology and shadow work to help you go from chaos to clarity. I am here to help you enter your own underworld, to go to the crevices of your cave, shine a light on the things that you may need to heal, so you can walk up the stairs to your aligned, soul-led path. The introduction was a poem that I wrote about Pluto in Scorpio. I felt called to speak about scorpionic energies because of the Taurus full moon that happened yesterday. The Taurus full moon actually opposed my natal Venus and Pluto conjunction, and I just felt this energy to speak about what that looks like for someone. If you have Pluto in Scorpio or in the 8th house, you do not fear shadow work. It's part of your DNA. It's actually sometimes maybe easier for you to ask the hard questions, to understand yourself so deeply. But there's a fear of being vulnerable there. There's a fear of being betrayed, manipulation, being abandoned. So there may be a fear of you not wanting to let go of something or someone because you don't know if someone else will love you with the wounds that you have, because you're anything Scorpio energy would feel like people betray you, people abandon you. So you have this natural wall up, but that wall ends up suffocating you. I like to picture Scorpio as like a heavy ocean thunderstorm. Like, it's so emotional, it's so deep, yet you can kind of get stuck in it. It can kind of feel like you have no way out. So the best way to survive is to go under and to just stay there and wait until the storm has passed. I had a client once who had no 8th house or 9th house placements and no Scorpio placements either. And I had to take a moment and realize how brave it was of her to take that step, because there was no natural inclination of her having a ease towards the depth, towards seeking truth, towards understanding yourself on a deeper level. And I had to really applaud her. What you have done taking this first step is so brave. It had me have a deeper love for my own placements, because it is in my natural DNA to seek, to want to understand why. I have always been that way, and with this experience that I had with her, I realized a lot of people don't have that natural inclination to want to go deeper. So my question to you is, do you have heavy 8th house placements? Do you have heavy Scorpio or even ninth house placements? Depending on what placements you have in your 8th house and ninth house, or in Scorpio itself, it has a natural flow towards the underworld, to seeking, a natural desire to want to know more about yourself and want to know more and seek more within your own psyche and outside of that as well. The 8th house is emotional, like internal security. The 2nd house is external security. So the 8th house has a natural pull towards the inside. And then obviously it being the embodiment of the underworld, the deep understanding and knowing of who you are, why you rely on certain things. If you have a Venus Pluto conjunction, you just have this natural desire, natural love, natural magnetism for transformation, for growth, evolving in a way that is personal, in a way that is obsessed with these like mythological archetypes. You know, it might be that you're really obsessed with transformation, death and rebirth. It may be that you consistently want to evolve into someone else and be completely unrecognizable. It is this romanticized view of transformation, and almost to the point where it is obsessive. It could be you just are obsessed with death and rebirth, but in an artistic way because of Venus. It's a beautiful placement because I have it, but it's a placement that just would show me that you might find it, that you might be obsessed with kind of seeking transformation. You may be obsessed with seeking that like gut wrenching, deep love that you've never had before. And sometimes, honestly, that can be a hard placement, because who can live up to or match to that type of love? I used to say if I would find my partner, he would be poetry. He just would be that deep poem of and waves crashing, where it feels intense and beautiful at the same time. I think this video was just for me to have a little bit of a rant about Scorpio energy, and especially Venus and Pluto together. There's no rhyme or reason, or this is my art coming out, this is poetry. But I'd like you to look at your charts, and if you need help with that, just comment down below. But I'd like you to look at your charts and see where Scorpio is. See if you have placements there. See if you have placements in your 8th house, especially if they are any main planets. The Sun, Moon, Venus, Mercury, Mars. See if you have a natural desire, a natural want. It's like part of your identity. If your Sun is in your 8th, you always want to go deep. You always want to have the deep conversations and knowings, and you will have a easier journey with asking yourself the tougher questions. getting to know yourself at the core. That doesn't mean it will be easy, it's just there's ease there. When your identity is within the 8th house, there is ease there to always feel like you need to know more, the depth. Is this ease there to know yourself to your depths. It's not that it's easy, it's just, it's almost like all the arrows are pointing to you, to your own underworld, and to the dark bits of your psyche. It's easier for you to follow that path than someone who has no placements like that at all. And it doesn't mean that those people who don't have those placements don't do it. It's that it actually takes them so much more courage to be going to that depth. It might be that if you have placements in your 8th house, you ask yourself your questions and you get really truthful with yourself. Whereas if you don't have those placements in your 8th house or Scorpio, you may pull back a little bit. You may hold back on what you really want to say within your own journaling or with your own therapy. You may feel like you can't speak the whole truth, or you genuinely may fear it. There adds some nuance to this if you do have a placement in your 8th house, but that placement is Chiron. You just may feel when you're Chiron activated in your life, so something happened and that made that wound kind of come to light. Let's just say it was dormant until a specific thing happened in your life. You may just feel that that confirms that you can't rely on people financially, or you're so scared of being vulnerable. It may feel that you are scared of being vulnerable even with yourself. You have a placement there, and the thing is like I always say, is it's the opposite of that is the healing. So seek the depths, be vulnerable with people that you trust, and the more you do that, the more that wound heals. It's always such a beautiful placement, regardless of the wound or the healing, when it comes to your birth chart all over. Because if you ever feel like you have a negative relationship with a planet or with a house, the healing is what that house is telling you or that planet is telling you. I used to avoid my depth. I used to avoid my own desire to seek the truth, to seek the why, because I was told to not be so serious or too deep or whatever it was that was thrown at me. And now I don't. I see transformation as art. I see routine as rituals. I see movement as devotion. And as soon as I switch to that deep kind of artistic view of how I live, I have been doing it because I now see it as beautiful art. We make art every day, in the way we pour our coffee, to the scent that we wear on our body. Art is within us every day, and when you start seeing that in the way that you naturally see it, so if you have Venus in Taurus, you naturally feel all the senses. It's part of your DNA. You just love indulging in the things that are specifically sensual. So that's how you eat, what you eat, how the food is presented on your plates, what scents you wear, what fabrics you wear on your body. All of that stuff just ignites you. It makes you feel magnetic. I have a stellium in my 8th and 9th house, so I know the way that I move is meant to be devotional. I know the way that I seek routine is through a ritualistic way. It's not through force, it's not through discipline. It's that I create it in a very aesthetically pleasing ritual. I know that when I seek transformation and when I desire to seek knowledge or seek more of myself, when I do it in a way that is artistic, that may be wearing my silk robe when I journal, or that may be lighting a candle that I absolutely adore the smell of. When I do it in those ways, it becomes a ritual. It's no longer a habit. It's no longer something I have to do. It's something I get to do. It's something I want to do. And I think, besides the Scorpio energy, Taurus full moon, it was telling us to ground ourselves, come back to the embodiment, come back to the sensuality, come back to the grounding nature, the ritual. If you feel like you're up in your head a lot and you've been going here, 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 and here, and you can't, you feel like you are away with yourself, come back to yourself. Have a daily comeback ritual, whether that is you moisturize your body and not rushed, but as a ritual. That may be that you cook yourself a meal or you order in, but it's food that you love and you put it on a plate that makes you excited to eat it. It's the tiny little things that bring us back to our body. If I ever feel like I am being taken away, like I'm in my head a lot, or if I feel like I haven't spent enough time in my body, I spray like a really indulgent perfume that I love, and throughout the day I just get that whiff and I'm like, oh, and it reminds me to come back to my body. It's like little tiny things that you could do, but they just bring you back to center. And I think that's what this moon is telling us all to do, to come back to center, to ground ourselves, but do it in a ritualistic, loving way. That's Venus ultimately. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. There was no rhyme or reason for this. I just wanted to create some art and pour words out and hope they make sense to someone. So thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video.